Hi, welcome to Copenhagen. Thanks for dropping in. Hope everybody is doing well. Today I am unboxing a custom diamond painting from mycraftjoy.com. mycraftjoy recently got in touch with me and asked if I would be interested in reviewing a custom diamond painting from them. So they said if you could send a couple of pictures that you might be interested in getting done, we will choose the best one and we'll take it from there. So I only really had one picture that I would like to get done as a diamond painting. So I sent that to them and said, how about this one? And the only stipulation that I was making was it had to be square drills. That was it. The rest was up to them, the size and anything else. So that's what they did. I received it 2 or 3 days ago. So now I'm going to open it up and have a look at it. So mycraftjoy is a totally new company to me. I haven't bought anything from them before. So opening this is going to be a bit of an experience. It's also a custom of 2 people in the picture, but I'll talk about that in a bit. So this is what I received. Marked fragile. Looks like the postal service actually did take care of it. Don't see any obvious bashes or anything. The box feels pretty sturdy. So it's wrapped in grey plastic, and what I noticed was there is a thumbnail that, unless you know what the picture is, I doubt if you could actually make it out, but there is a thumbnail and it says square custom 60 by 80. Now I said to them it's up to you what size, so they said okay, they had a look at it and they got back to me and they said okay, we're thinking we're going to do it 60 by 80 to get the detail. So I said okay, that's fine, I'll leave it up to you. So I had a look on their website and I found that with customs they actually will edit the picture, they will tweak it a bit to make it a bit better. I know that a lot of companies that do custom pictures just basically take the picture and they convert it into a diamond painting and that's it. They don't really do anything with it. mycraftjoy look at the picture. They will change the brightness, the contrast, they will crop as well. For example, if you've got a picture, you've got maybe 2 or 3 people, and in the background to the side you've maybe got half a person that isn't actually anything to do with that picture. They will crop the picture to cut that person out, or just anything in the background that's to the sides that might actually look better if they weren't there. They will crop the picture so you've got a better focus on the actual subject. They won't Photoshop it and remove things or anything like that, but they will crop it to try and get the best setup for the picture. They will adjust the colour, the contrast, the brightness to try and get it as good as possible for a diamond painting. And I thought that's quite good because, as I said, I think most companies just scan the picture and you just get what the computer throws out. So we get a plain white box with nothing on it at all. We'll open it up. Maybe. I think it's taped. No, it's not, it's just caught. Okay, so here we go. See what we get. Okay. That looks very pink to me. But we'll see what happens. It does look very pink. Okay. See what we've got. I think that's everything. Okay, stay. Okay, first things first, we'll look at the toolkit. So The bag was sealed, but we have a huge square of pink wax. It's actually 4 squares, you can probably see it's cut. So that was outside the bag, don't know why. So we have 4 pieces of pink wax, and we have a white tray with a spout and another rectangle of pink wax, so we have a lot of pink wax. The tray has the angled sides, so if you're new to diamond painting, if you get trays that have angled sides like this, when you're diamond painting, if you accidentally touch the side, it will flip over very easily. The drills will flip out and stick to your glue, and then you need to pick the drills back off and put them back in the tray. Once you've done it a few times, you will remember not to touch it, but it's just a heads up for anybody who's totally new, maybe just waiting on the very first kit arriving. When you get the tray, look at it. If the sides are angled, just be careful, because it will do this. Just always when you're not expecting it. So that is a pretty standard tray though. So at the moment we've got a lot of pink wax, a white tray with a spout. We get tweezers. These are a bit different. They feel no, I don't. I was going to say they feel like steel, but they're thin. They feel more like tin, but they are different. They're stronger than the ones that I've had before, and they have the gooseneck, which is unusual. Normally they're straight. Normally they're just silver, but I can't make up my mind if it's tin or if it's just very thin metal. They feel different, stronger, a bit stronger than the tin ones. So I don't know if that's, no, I think the black actually is the metal. So yeah, a bit different. Little cover. Yeah, they are sharp. So as always with sharp tweezers, keep them out of reach of the children. Don't want any accidents. Then we get diamond painting pen, clear pen. It's got a little bit of sparkle in it. Standard tip, nylon tip with the brass insert in the end, absolutely standard. And we get a small multi-placer. I think this is about a 3-placer. The multi-placers are for if you have a large area of the same colour, instead of placing 1 drill at a time, you can place 3. So it speeds it up a bit. So that is it. Pretty basic kit. Tweezers are a bit different. I haven't seen tweezers like these before. Tray is standard, pen standard with a multiplacer, a lot of wax. So that's it. Basic kit. Oops, I'll put that to the side. And then we'll have a look at the drills. Now when I was looking at this, I'm thinking that's very pink. So we'll see. So the drills come in the sort of standard long bag that should have a glue strip. It does, found it. So just peel along the side, always the noisiest part. Tip the drills out. Now these are probably in numerical order, but I will be moving them into different containers, so I'm not really going to try and keep them in order. I just want to see how they're bagged, how they're labelled compared to other companies. So just pick up this nice pink one. So 1.22 Lusa, I don't know what that means. The 23 here is the number, so when you get the key, the index, you'll have, I've got it on the side of the canvas here, 1 to 48. So there are 48 colours in this diamond painting, and this is number 23. The DMC code is 819, DMC codes, again, for anybody who's new. I'm always conscious that people might be dropping in who are totally new to diamond painting, might be thinking about diamond painting, may have just ordered their first one, it hasn't arrived yet, may have just received their first one and not really sure what all these numbers and things mean. The DMC code is a specific number to a specific shade of a colour. In this one, as I said, pink seems to be a lot of pink. I'm just pulling out all the pink ones I can see. I think that's about it. So we have all these different shades of pink. So rather than just saying it's pink, they have a number. So this one here is 818, so that is that shade of pink. 3713 is that shade of pink. 819 is that shade of pink. And 761 is that shade of pink. So all of these numbers are standard. If you buy a kit from any company who uses DMC codes, 819 will be that colour of pink. 415 will be that colour of grey. So it's a standard way of numbering specific colours. So they come in resealable bags, which is really nice with the label already on them. So if you're totally new, you have no storage, extra storage kit or anything like that, you can work directly from the bags. You just need to get them in numerical order. So it would be the very first number. This is bag number 13. This is bag 39. So you would get them all in order from 1 to 48. And then you can just basically find the bag that you need, open it up, pour some drills out, use them, pour the spares back in again, put the bag back in order in sequence, pull out the next one, back and forward, eventually you will have a diamond painting. So they're resealable, so it's easy, just pop it open, use the drills, put them back, close it. Some companies will give you bags that you have to cut with scissors and then you have to fold them over, use a piece of tape to hold it shut so nothing falls out when you're not using them. Resealable bags are definitely the best. So it's nice to see that. Now, I've just noticed the key is actually in here. It was underneath everything. So we'll have a look at this. So this is the thumbnail. Try and get it in the light a bit better. But this is the thumbnail. So this is actually a picture of me and my wife. We are in Tivoli Gardens in Copenhagen, beside a cherry tree, and this is where I proposed. And in the background, you can't quite see it, but in the background they've cropped it. There is a spire, and that is Copenhagen Town Hall, and that's where we got married. So actually that was kind of important in the picture, but they've cropped it because they were thinking it's just the two people. They didn't know that that actually meant something in the background, which is fine. I mean, I never said anything, I just basically left it with them. And in general, it probably wouldn't be anything of any significance in the background. So this is the picture, but I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, there's pink and the cherry blossoms in the background, and then we have skin tones, but there's not a lot of pink. Looking at the canvas, it looks like there is, but it could be that once the drills are on, it changes. And the thing about this is, the only way that we can really tell how good this is to actually do it. So once I finish the project that I'm working on just now, which is underneath here, I will start on this. The idea is I'll finish it, I'll put it up on the wall behind me, I'll do another video, and you will be able to see the picture from a distance, and you can decide if you think it's good or not. So this will be my next project. So this is what we have. The key, or the legend, printed on a sheet of A4 paper. The thumbnail actually looks pretty good. A lot of companies' thumbnails are pretty bad, you can't really make them out, but you can definitely make that out. So we have the number 1 to 48. Kind of weird at the bottom there where the grid disappears, but anyway. 1 to 48, and then we have the symbol. So these are the symbols that are on the picture. Then we have the ID, which is the DMC code. So these are the numbers that relate to a specific colour. Like, I'll just pick one up, this green one, 640, 640. So that is an H on the canvas. If we see an H symbol, it's this colour. Then we have quantity, so it actually tells you how many drills are there of that particular colour. And then the weight, which doesn't really mean anything for us. These are normally done by a machine. It weighs the bags, it knows how heavy that would be, and it tells you the weight. So the machine weighs them. It doesn't count each individual drill, it's just a weight. So they need 1,838 drills. That's 10.2 grams. So we don't actually need that. Quantity, okay, it's just general interest, doesn't really matter either. The main thing is the symbol and the DMC code. So now we have Minecraft Joy instructions. Follow these simple steps to complete your diamond painting with ease. Then we've got 5 steps. And then a little piece here talking about stretch bars. So you can actually get frames that go around the picture, which I don't have. There was nothing else in the box, so I take it that as an extra. And that's it, nothing on the back. So we'll have a closer look at the drills. I'm just looking at them to see if I can see any dimples in the back. They actually look flat. Yeah, I don't see any dimples. I don't think they're resin, but they are good quality. Normally the non-resin ones, you will see little dimples in the middle of the drills, but I can't see any. So yeah, they are good quality drills. See if we've got static. The easiest way to do that is find a bag that doesn't have a lot in it. So we've got a bit of space. And then normally I open the bag to let some air in, because sometimes they can look as if they're clumped together. It's just because there's a vacuum in the bag. So just open it up, the drills fall to the bottom. And then to check if you've got static, just put them up and then tip it again. There's no static in that bag, you can see. If you had static, the drills would be stuck to the bag. I don't think these are resin drills though. Resin drills are the shiniest, the best quality, but you do tend to get static with them. So the fact that these aren't staticky, is that a word? There are dimples. I can see some dimples in this one. So the fact that I can see dimples, they're not resin. Does it matter? You have to decide that yourself. They will still be sparkly. It doesn't mean that they don't sparkle. They do. But resin drills tend to be shinier. Just randomly checking them. Everything seems fine. I mean, they are good quality. I mean, I don't see any defects or anything like that. Anything obvious anyway. I have had kits from companies where the dimples are in every drill, but most of these are flat. The dimple doesn't really matter. I found that out. I have done kits that had a lot of dimples in the drills, and I always felt that the whole base isn't touching the glue, so will it fall off? And none of them have. But it's just a thing that I look for. If they're nice and flat, they tend to be better quality. And usually they're resin when they're like that. You don't get this little dimple in the middle. So I would say these are standard drills, but they are good quality standard drills. I don't see obvious defects in them, so they look fine. So I'm going to move the drills. It's good that they're in resealable bags. I always like to see that, because if you're new, like I said, and you don't have any extra kit, It didn't burst open, that's not good. And you don't have any extra kit, you don't need it, you can work from bags, and it's easy when it's resealables, and they're already labelled, so you don't have to worry about labelling anything. Makes it nice and easy, and that's what we want. Not all companies use resealable bags. Okay, now the interesting part. I need to switch lights off because I always get a reflection of the lights. It's very difficult to do this without getting reflections. So we'll see how we go with one. So, as I said, this is, what was it they said, 60 by 80, 80 by 60. Well, I would say 80 by 60. It's wider than it is deep. Switch this light off as well. I don't know if that's better or worse. Okay, so there is yours truly, up close. Now, release paper. I didn't see that when I looked inside. So we have these release papers that I didn't know were there. Talk about them in a minute. Making sure there isn't anything else. So actually I'm going to check the canvas. I can put lights on while I do this because there's no reflection. It's a bit better, now you can see. So this canvas is definitely better than average. It's got some kind of felty type backing, so it's softer than the basic ones that you get. It's got scalloped edges as well. It doesn't have stitching or anything though along the edges, but it does have the scalloped edge, you can see that. And that is to help reduce the chance of the canvas fraying. If it's straight cut, you tend to get threads become loose and start to fray up. So they found that when they do these waves, it tends to stop that happening. So that's quite good. Yeah, they're saying 80 by 60, that's what I would say as well. It's 80 across, 60 down. Okay, so I'll try it with the lights on, but I know I'm going to have to switch them off. You can see this is the problem, the light shines back, so I'll switch this one off and this one off. Oops. So it's not as bad, but looking at this, it is extremely pink, quite wavy as well. The waves aren't really anything to bother with. It will flatten out. I can tell just by the canvas. It's quite a nice canvas. So if I tilt it up, maybe get the light off it. So looking at this as it is extremely pink, but it doesn't mean that's what it's going to look like when it's finished. It's down to the colours they've used, and that's why I can't say yay or nay until it's finished and we step back so we're not seeing all the pixels. The next thing, I'm just having a quick skim over it. It is very difficult to tell what it's going to look like when it's finished. So I'm just going to have a look at the back because I can feel waves on it. So you can see there's creases here. So what I'd need to do is put books on top and try and flatten these waves and get them out, because it's just been the way it's been folded inside the box. the canvas wants to go back to the shape it was, like the side here. You can see if I leave it, it's curling up because it wants to go back into the shape it was in the box, like that. So that's what these waves are. So putting heavy books on top to flatten it would probably get rid of that. So we'll give that a try as well, leave it for a few days, flatten it. I do have a diamond painting to finish, so I'm not in a desperate rush, but I'm very curious to see how this is going to look when it's finished. So I think what we'll do now is we'll have a close-up look at the symbols in the print, just to see how clear it is, how easy it is to read, and then yeah, so next thing I want to do is a close-up. We'll have a look at the print and see how that is. It is poured glue. We have the clear cover and it is very sticky, so it looks fine. I don't see any problems, no air bubbles, anything like that, so the glue looks fine. So all we need to do now is have a closer look at the actual print. Okay, so now we're having a closer look at the actual canvas, and we're just checking that the print is good, that all the symbols are clear. We don't have any double print, faded print, missing print, anything like that, and everything looks fine. I can't see any problems with it. We have poured glue, so we don't have any air bubbles. The only thing is when I look at it, it looks as if the picture is basically various shades of pink, black and grey. But if I look at the actual drills, there are drills with colour that you can't see on the canvas. Now this can happen just because the colour on the canvas is, for example, pink, does not mean the drill that goes on there is pink. Sometimes the colours are totally different, so you only really see what the picture is going to look like when it's finished. So that is what I'm going to do. As I said, I have a project in progress just now. When that's finished, I'm going to start working on this one. I will be doing some YouTube lives as I work on it, so if you are interested to see how this develops, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification button. And if you do that, you may catch me live and you can drop in and see how things are going with this custom. You can also, if you're new to diamond painting, feel free to come in and ask any questions. Or if you're an experienced diamond painter and you're just looking for a bit of a chat about diamond painting or anything, feel free. It's always nice to talk to people while I diamond paint. We can talk about pretty much anything. But it's going to be interesting to see how this develops, because it's going to change from pink and grey basically to something different, because I put this bag of drills on top of the canvas. This is a colour that is going to be in this picture, but when you look at the canvas as it is at the moment, there is no green at all. So that's why I said, just because the canvas looks basically pink and grey, it doesn't mean that is how this is going to look when it's finished. I am extremely curious to see how it's going to look when it's finished. When I have completed it, I will put it up in the background, so if you drop in, you'll be able to see it from a normal viewing distance, and you'll get a much better idea of how clear it is. As I said, I have always avoided doing customs with people in them, because trying to get skin tones right is extremely difficult. It comes down to the lighting, the contrast, the images in the background. For example, if you've got someone standing in front of some bushes and the person has black hair and the bushes have gaps between the leaves and it's black, suddenly their head shape changes because it just sees black. But Minecraft Joy said that they have people who look at it and they tweak things to avoid that sort of thing. So the only way to find out is to actually finish the picture. Okay, so we've had a closer look at the actual print and checked out the canvas. The only other thing that I wanted to talk about was the release paper that came with it. I never realised it was there. It was inside the canvas. It's unusual to get release paper with kits. There aren't very many companies that do it. Again, for anybody who is new to diamond painting, release paper is an alternative to the clear cover. The clear cover is there to stop anything sticking to the glue. You can see this is very sticky, so you want to keep it clean. So they have a clear sheet over the top. I noticed this one actually has a small strip here. The rest is covered, and then it comes down here, and then they've put on this extra strip. So I can only guess that the cover sheet they normally use is only a certain width, and they've had to put another strip to cover this part. But the release paper, just a very quick rundown on how I use it anyway. If I'm using release paper, what I do is I take all of the clear cover off, and then I put release paper down. Some people just do it in a row. They will remove the clear and they'll put release paper just in a row, and then they'll work that, and then they move up, and then they put a row of release paper again, and they do it that way. I cover the whole thing. These sheets are very large. The ones that I use are much smaller than that, but the principle is the same. So what I do is I put them down. I start up in the top left hand corner with the sheets, and if this, just imagine this was the top corner up here. I put the first one down. I have it so that it goes past the edge of the picture, so it's easy to pick up. You don't want to put it flat on the glue because then it's difficult to pick up. So this would go over the edge, so there was no glue underneath part of it, and it means that I can pick it off easy. So I would put the first piece up, and then the next piece I would put like that. Now you have to remember the clear cover is off, so you're putting this onto the glue and it'll stick. So I do an overlap like that, and basically work across and then down and across and down and across until I get to here. So if you imagine all of this is already covered. Then I get to the section where I start. I normally start in this bottom corner, bottom right hand corner. So what I would do is peel this off, open it up, work on this section. If I haven't finished it that day that I'm working on it, I put the release paper back on top of the glue that's still exposed, let it stick to it, keeps it nice and clean. If I've finished the section, there's no point trying to put the release paper on top because there's no glue for it to stick to. So this section is completed. Then I come to the next one, and this is where the overlap is, so I can peel it. If I had it like this and it was all stuck to the glue, it's hard to try and pick it off. So you always have an overlap, and this would actually be down over the bottom. So I'd have it overlapped something like this. And then I would peel this one off, I would work that until it was finished, and then I would do that one, and then up, that one, that one, that one. I would get so far, then you can't reach all the way up because it's quite a big diamond painting. I would turn the whole thing upside down, and then I would work again, peeling them back off. You can either start in this corner, or you can start where it joins what you've already done. It's really up to you. So that's what release papers are. It's an alternative to the clear sheet, and I find using release paper the easiest way for me anyway. I just basically work in sections until it's finished. I don't have to try and cut this stuff or fold it back and hold it back, anything like that. I just cover the whole thing in release paper and then just work sections at a time. So that's it, release paper. So that was a custom diamond painting from mycraftjoy.com. The thing that I have to say is, I think that out of all the customs, the hardest ones to get right are with people in them. Trying to get skin tones exactly right is extremely difficult with diamond paintings. So the only way that we can see how good this is or isn't is for me to actually do it. So this will be the next project. As I said, you can drop in and see how things are going on YouTube Live. I do random lives. I don't have set days and times or anything like that. It's just whenever I have time to do it. So if you subscribe and hit the notification button, there's a chance you might get a little notification saying that I'm live, and you can drop in and just see how things are going with it. It is very, very difficult to say how good or bad it's going to be. Looking at it just now, as soon as I saw the canvas, I thought, whoa, too pink. But when I look at the drills, as I showed, there are green. There is no green in this looking at the canvas. So it does happen that what you see on the canvas looks nothing like the finished diamond painting. So hopefully that's the case, but there's only one way to find out. Apart from that, the canvas is actually pretty good. It's not just your basic, it's got a sort of, don't know how to describe it, a sort of felt-ish feeling to it. It's got the sculpt edges. It's slightly above the sort of standard diamond painting canvases that you see. The kit is pretty basic. The tweezers, I still haven't made up my mind. They seem to be somewhere between the silver tin ones and the good steel ones. They're not the worst that I've tried. The wax, I have a ton of wax. That is way more than I need for this diamond painting, but wax always comes in handy. But the kit is just basic, standard, but it's fine. The drills are not resin. I'm pretty sure they're not resin. They are good for what they are. There's definitely nothing wrong with them. I have plenty of kits that I've done that don't have resin drills and still look really good. So no complaints. The fact that they're bagged, really like that, especially for people who are totally new. It is a lot easier just to pop open the bag, use what you need, put them back in the bag, put it back in sequence of number, and just work like that. The other option is you get bags that come in strings. You have to cut them, separate them, then you have to cut each bag open and use some drills, then put what you haven't used back in the bag, then fold the bag over, use a piece of tape to hold it down so nothing falls out. That is a pain to work with. So resealable bags, definitely a good thing, and the bags are already labelled as well, so you have the DMC code on the bag. So when you finish your kit, you'll have bags with drills in them, and you can see the DMC codes. So if you're working on a kit in the future, we'll say this one for example, 647. If I'm working on a kit in the future, it's a square kit and I run out of 647, I can go and get the bag, 647, I can use these to finish the diamond painting. So very, very handy. So that is it. You can also look on their website. I'll put a link in the description. They do normal kits, like standard kits that are pre-made, not customs, but they have the custom option. I was interested when I read that they will edit the pictures to try and make them work better for diamond painting. Most companies will just scan a picture and you just get what they get off the computer. It seems that this company steps things a little bit up and actually tries to improve the picture. In this case, they cut out the City Hall tower but I hadn't said anything about it being important in the picture, so they have just concentrated on the two people in the picture, which I totally understand, and that's fine. I don't have any complaints about it. So yeah, we'll see how my wife and I look in Tivoli. When this is going to be finished, I have no idea. I'm going to say a couple of months, hopefully. Yeah, before summer, maybe. Before summer vacation, I would like to have this finished, and I will put it up on the wall up here, and people can drop in and have a look. And I'll do another video, and I'll talk about it when it's finished, and my views on it, and what I think about it. So that is it. I can't really say much just looking at the canvas, so we'll have to wait and see. But as I said, if you subscribe, hit the notification button, you may catch me live and get an update on how things are going and what I think about it as I work on it. So that is it for today. Thanks for watching, and in the meantime, take care, be safe, and wash your hands.